So every time that I go to a spring trip, I always have a dilemma. Is it gonna be hot? Is it gonna be cold? Is it gonna rain or something? What the hell am I gonna bring? And you obviously need to make sure that you're not gonna overpack, but cover all the different situations like the rain and the wind and the hot days. So what the hell am I gonna pack? That's the question. Okay, don't worry, I've been on some spring trips already and I know how to pack your suitcase as seamlessly as possible, also keeping it pretty stylish. Number one, I'd say lay everything on the bed, everything that you want to get or anything that can actually suit the weather. This way you know how many things you already wanted to pack and you can from that see how many outfits you can get. Okay, from now on, let me be a little more practical because we all want the actual tips. And I hope you don't mind me reminding you a little to subscribe to my channel because I'm that close to 1000 subscribers and I would really want to make it happen. So if you have a little bit of time to click that subscribe button, I will be more than pleased to thank you. Okay, of course, my number one advice would be discover the layering because layering for spring and fall is literally my number one and my go-to styling tip. I always do that because you can never really know what the weather will be, even sometimes during the daytime. So I like to layer different things on top of each other so I can literally control the temperature of my body during the day. So spring trips are amazing for layering because you can literally know how to layer everything in your wardrobe. Okay, so the first thing that I always like to have a plenty of on my spring trips is a bunch of different super basic tops. So I like to have a long sleeve top and I like to have a tank top and also like a bunch of different t-shirts, and they all usually are like very plain, basic and minimalist. And what I love about them is that first things first, it's never enough of them because you literally can change them every day, and the old one is like the old one and the dirty one and you don't want to wear it again and again. But at the same time, what I love is that if the weather got colder accidentally and you haven't brought any cardigan or sweater on you, you can just layer two of them together and they will be 2 times warmer in your chest area that it would be if you just wore one. I love to have as many of them as I can because usually what I know is that during the springtime you wear a lot of the jackets on top, so most of the times you don't even see the top that much. Mine, as you can see, are all very basic colors and very neutral, but you can literally bring as many colors as you like as soon as they work together with all of your bottoms and jackets. Okay, so even though I'm a basic bitch, it doesn't mean that I don't want any color, of course. So I definitely want some blouse, you know, just to make myself a little more feminine, or if I would want some options, I think it would go amazingly with my trench coat and I can be a little more interesting even if I will be basic. And of course, we have a layering overshirt. You know, I love overshirts. I use my shirts as overshirts. Of course, I can just wear it as it is with a pair of jeans and my other jacket like that, but I can also layer it on top of my tank top and I will have double layers already to keep me a little more warm. So that's why I said that I love a bunch of different tops because you can combine them together over and over again. Okay, I have said that you might have forgotten your cardigan or your sweater, but in real life this is not something that you need to forget because there has been times when I have been on a spring trip and I thought that the region is like so warm, but at the end of the day there were a few days when I had to layer the warmest items that I had and I still was a little bit cold. Bring in the cardigan or sweater, even if that's gonna be like a cotton one. A very low amount of wool is just a lifesaver. Don't forget it, okay? Even if you feel like it's gonna be warm, this is something that you can layer. This is something that you can use on a colder nights, even if it's like too hot or something. So yeah, I'm definitely not forgetting my cardigan because I don't want to be cold, okay? And I don't want to catch a cold, and I definitely know I want something warmer if it's gonna be a hurricane, you know, or a rainstorm or a cyclone with the coldest possible weather conditions. That can save your life, okay? So put it just in case. Speaking of jackets, you know you cannot get on a spring or fall trip without the jackets, right? Because it's kind of gonna be cold. Luckily for me, I don't have to have a wool coat on this trip with me, but I definitely have to have some jackets. So I am choosing for this trip this wind jacket that is also water repellent, so I know if that's gonna be raining, I'm gonna be covered. And I personally love a good old trench coat. It can be very long or it can be cropped as it is in my case. this, but other than that, I know just it works with everything, you know, and I definitely don't want to bring any of like colorful jackets, which will not go well together with all of my tops and bottoms. Keeping it very neutral. What can be easier than a gray and a beige? Okay, now as we talked about some tops, let's talk about some bottoms. I like to start with my jeans because, you know, I love denim and I can literally wear jeans for every single day. It goes with everything. I love it so much. I don't know if you don't wear denim, I don't understand you, but I accept that people are different, so I like my jeans. But if you don't like your jeans, I would obviously go for a pair of your favorite pants that you can wear with everything as well, that are your go-to, they're comfy, they're looking good, and you can wear it even to the airport if something happens. I have those. And usually they work with everything else that I have, so yeah, they're pretty comfortable and, you know, a classic pants will always look good. You might want to ask me, do I have to bring a dress with me on a spring trip? I would say yes, if you have planned something to wear it for, if you have the occasion, or if you wear your dresses on a daily basis. But if you don't, I would say just pass it and take your skirt instead. I love that a lot of the trendy skirts are nowadays pretty long and comfortable, so you can actually wear it during the day, even if you take a 20,000 step walk. So I like this one, which is a denim one. It has a slit, but it's also a maxi. So I know that I'm gonna be comfortable, I'm not gonna flash, and at the same time, I can actually dress it up. Another one that I really enjoy nowadays is this black one. It can be a little tricky to work with the waist part because it does have some fitting in there, but I love it so much and it's so comfortable. I literally can walk miles and miles and kilometers and thousands of kilometers in that. So yeah, I would definitely bring this one if the weather would allow me. But the most importantly for me to bring on a spring trip where I bring so many basic items is the accessories, because literally this is the only thing that can make your outfit super interesting and unique, even when you keep on layering the basics. So I literally would bring a bunch of different sunglasses and probably some fun little jewelry pieces, maybe some interesting earrings or a few of such chokers that I really enjoy. And I would even try something more interesting for such looks, because scarves, for example, is a very good way of adding some color without adding any other pieces, and even having other colors on you. Even this little colorful scarf will make my outfit interesting. I mean, you can even put it on your head. And don't forget the bags, because the bags make a lot of difference. And you need to keep your items somewhere, so don't be a weird woman without a bag. I honestly would say that for the trips like that, I prefer something that has a shoulder strap, so I can just keep it crossbody and I don't have to keep anything in my hands. But even a good shoulder bag will do. I think you can just keep it on your shoulder. Maybe sometimes you need to support it, but other than that, it's definitely better than holding a top handle bag. Definitely keep in mind to bring something that you can use on your shoulder. And then there is literally the most important accessory that I could ever bring on a flight. This is a huge scarf. It's so huge, it's almost a blanket, and I can put myself inside of there and be warm on an airplane. But at the same time, if the weather can be very windy or rainy, I can also put it on my head and around my neck and I will be super warm. So this is something that I always bring to the trips. It's priceless, okay? Okay, just when I thought I'm all done with this video, I remembered about the shoes, because shoes are literally the most important when you are going to a touristic trip, because you kind of need to walk a lot, and I love to walk a lot, so I like to keep my traveling shoes very comfortable. Usually I would go for some sort of like trainers or maybe some sneakers to keep my walks very comfortable, because if you walk 20,000 steps a day, you don't want to think about the foot pain, right? So I like to bring something that goes very good with the weather. And if it's gonna be raining, I obviously want to go for something more water resistant. And the other pair that I usually get is some sort of either a western booties or maybe some loafers, because they are a little more casual and feminine, but at the same time still very comfortable because it doesn't have a huge heel on them. And to be honest, if I know I'm not gonna be needed heels specifically to go somewhere with heels, I never bring them because I never wear them at the end of the day. I know that I'm gonna be complaining the whole walk and the whole trip if I'm gonna have bandages or if I'm gonna have any bruising or tired feet. So yeah, I'm just doing the old granny style of shoes. I recommend that. I'm too old for heels, okay? Because those feet should kind of wear for another 50 years for me, so Gotta keep them safe. Okay, now when I used so many angles of my camera in this video, I hope that you really enjoyed it, and you enjoyed it that much to make sure that you hit that like button down there, because that work was done fully and completely. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that I helped you to pack. I also hope that this video was very interesting to watch of me, how I literally used just one corner of my room to film this whole video for you in different angles and whatever. So I cannot be any more ironic, and I also need to keep putting all of my stuff in the suitcase because I literally have less than 24 hours to pack this one. This is all I can say. We just need to make sure that it will close, you know? Luckily I prepared it in advance. Okay, so that was it for this video. I hope that you loved it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to help me hit that 1000 subscribers. And I really hope to see you in the next one, because why would I do this without you coming back? Bye.